Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another mukbang. I was gonna say nature corn. Still a bit sick, but hey, hope you guys are doing well again. Welcome to 224. It is the 2nd January, so basically we miss a mukbang. Here's what we're gonna be eating. We're gonna be eating the pizza, the same pizza my mom brought over 3 weeks ago. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Inky, it's not fresh. You shouldn't eat that. Whoa, there's this one kid who doesn't have enough food to eat. And then there's his second kid who's gonna tell him, yo, you know this Ink Vendetta trademark? He threw pizza away. So we're gonna be murdering this pizza. Oh, I probably shouldn't say murder on camera. We're gonna make sweet love with this pizza. As always, a mukbang. I want to speak today about in a kind of like a part 2 of procrastination, kind of like a comeback to but it's more this time. But before that, it's still very good. It's like I'm actually 3 weeks old. I was on YouTube today, and I'll tell you my stats. By the way, you probably noticed that I'm not doing weekly stats anymore, weekly months. And the reason for that is because we're building a gaming channel. So I'm putting less effort into my TikTok. I haven't posted TikTok in I don't know how many weeks. So that being said, branching off a little bit. But I was still checking my this is a funny story. And the funniest thing about this story is gonna be able to do it today, tomorrow, next week, possibly not in a month, hopefully not. So in my time, let's start with the get-go to begin with. This is crouton. I wrote Ink Vendetta on the search bar, and I just woke up. I didn't put the underscore. Mustache. And usually when I don't do that, they give me Leah Vendetta, which is a tattoo artist. But today, they gave me this kid who made a video called Ink and a Vendetta. And I was like, what the fuck? And, of course, it goes by its relevance. The guy is smarter channel than me with less views on that peculiar video. So, I'm gonna call bullshit, but I won because YouTube has been this absolute gem of a platform to me. They've been so nice, so cool. Should be eating this, but I don't give a shit. This is still really good. Makes me wonder what they put in a pizza for that long. And I don't know. But We have crazy leftovers. Crazy. It's bad. What can I say? So, YouTube algorithm has been so nice to me. I'm a small channel, really small channel, and they've been blessing me a lot. Mmm. Mmm. Speaking of, 192. Which means we've been growing by one every day, almost every day, for the last 3 weeks. But the subject today is procrastination. I'm sorry, just this is very sturdy, like rock. Usually I like to talk when I eat, but now it's taking me so much effort to crunch that I can't talk, right? But I think one of the big fear I have in March, when work is finished, is I've never been in a position where I'm my own boss. And that's not true. Right now, for YouTube, which is my dream, my passion, I'm my own boss. But I mentioned previously, multiple times, it's always a question of you have your plan A, which is work. And yes, I'm sick, but I'm sleeping 10, 11 hours per day. So, am I still going to be procrastination? Because procrastination is a real problem that I have. My apologies. I don't know. What I do know is the gaming channel is such a good idea. I know it's gonna be a lot of work because if you see on this channel, 24,000 video. I also send for I want to say 16 to 18,000 videos. No, I have to transfer. But after that, it'll be good. Because it'll be it'll be better all around. It's just positive. And now, like I'm saying, I have this year for March that I'm gonna do like that, like right now. Now, obviously, my mistake is I already have so many plans. So many plans. I got this. I got this. I got this. And that's just this week. I got this. I got a shit ton more on the table. Shit ton in the phone. And I think that's my biggest issue. By seeing how much I have to do, it's very intimidating. Nope. I have to know another. This brings me to another topic, and And the topic is Casey Neistat, which was the king of YouTube, which was one of the OG. And I did talk about him in another video, and I did recently. But my mom has been texting me again. She just texted me. Fuck. I mean, I love my mom, but I'm kind of working right now, you know. And yeah, so we talking about Casey Neistat, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eat those. I have to put it back in the microwave because it's already cold. But Casey, I was like, oh, you represent the old YouTube. I'm more interested in the new YouTube, and there have been. But I was watching his video, and this guy's a fucking genius, and it's very inspiring. I mean, it made me realize a very, very important thing. That very important thing is, like, some YouTuber that you love. I'm giving the example of YouTube because that's what I can vouch for. Some YouTuber that you love. I love Kid Boga to the death and back. I don't think I'd be able to do what he does. I'd be able to do some scam baiting, sure. But it's all the, what do you call it? It's not crossing the line, it's not, it's protecting yourself against attack, you know? And I wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm realizing that even mukbang, I'm doing those because of Nico Caso Avocado, right? And I'm realizing that the reason why I want to do mukbang is because I saw it and it's content that I love, but it's possibly not content that I want to do. And I'm looking at watching video of Casey Neistat, and you guy's a genius. He's really mastered his craft, and I'm watching this. My issue is, I do like Casey Neistat. I do like him, but the thing with Kid Boga is, the thing with Nico Caso Avocado, and I'm thinking those two because when I created the channel, those two were my main bread, you know. So that's what I was watching. I wasn't even watching DSP, or 8 watching. I could see how much that helps. You know, I'm watching these guys, and those two have something similar in common. They're telling stories, which is something I love to do. And the thing with story is you can watch it again, and although you know the story, you heard it before. When someone has 200, 300 videos, you forget some, and you can rewatch them. So it's kind of nice to see that it's confusing because on one hand, I'm telling you how I got a lot of work, and on the other end, but then again, look at Nico Caso. Kid has been doing content for 6-7 years. Nico Caso was a workhorse. He did videos for 5 years, but he did 2-3 videos a day. I'm gonna put that in the microwave, and I'll be right back. I don't have pens, that's why. There you go. Honestly, I feel bad saying this, but It's old pizza. I'm not super excited to eat it. It's a chore to eat it, but that's me. I always wait last second. I always wait until things are not good, and then I don't want to be wasteful because I do. I was joking about it before, but there's some people that in this planet that don't get to eat, and I get to eat whatever the fuck I want. I got people at work cooking for me, and I have to be more grateful. And of course, this is my mom. This is my mom. She brought it to me. She's like, oh, for Christmas because we wouldn't see each other for Christmas, right? And yeah, and I was talking about how uh, it's so weird. I'm doing a sign up because I just talked about my mom and not seeing her for Christmas, and she's cool with it. And my father, it's so weird. I saw him last week, right? And we're supposed to see him. I'm supposed to see him again this week because he wants to see me again. And I told him I'll see you Friday because I'm waiting for a fan to be delivered, a air conditioner unit. And it's coming in on Tuesday. On Thursday, sorry. Today is Tuesday. So I'm like, dude, I'm waiting for something. I'll get it Friday. He's like, that's a bit far, no? And I'm like, I saw you last week. I haven't seen my mom in 2 months. I don't know. But I was talking about Nikokado and Kid Boga, and it does seem like a lot of work. It does seem like a lot of shit is going on. But when you think about it, it's similar or very, very akin to my work. Because my work, I'm not how can I put this? I'm not a planner per se. I'm not a guy who's gonna be planning a lot of shit. I'm not a guy who's gonna be wanting to be a team manager. I don't have a lot of leadership. When it comes to myself, I have a lot of leadership. When it comes to myself, I have a lot of self control. But when it comes to other, I'm not the guy who's gonna be like, oh fuck you, you're doing this and this and this, right? And it's weird because maybe that's something I should do. I have to go to the bathroom. See, no discipline. And it's also funny because I was watching Casey Neistat's his interview with. Okay, so first of all, he was talking about how you might not make it, and you see, I'm watching what I'm doing. I'm seeing the amount of work I'm putting in, and to me, it's weird because you could do more. I could do more, and I don't feel like it's enough. But knowing myself, it will never be enough. It will never be enough, and then I'm gonna have fucking 20,000 videos, and then I'm realizing, you know what, I should possibly do a gaming channel. What bothers me is that I'm constantly going back and I'm constantly rearranging things, which is a great thing. Like I was talking with DZ and DZ says you should work on your thumbnail, and before it wasn't even finished, I was mad. I was mad at the idea because I said fuck. You know, he's right. First of all, he's right. Second of all, I'm gonna have to go back all of my thumbnail. But then again, I said maybe if I just focus on the thumbnail that I have lately, it's gonna be like, oh, this guy evolved, right? Because this is what I want to see. When I want to see somebody evolve, we're talking about Casey Neistat, and he was talking about how long has he been doing YouTube and it didn't work. I was watching McJuggernuggets because I have this tradition for the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, this shit is delicious. To watch his Psycho series because I know a lot of people, they don't like McJuggernuggets. I know that. I know that a lot of people are going to be like, yo, he lies, he's transphobic. Well, first of all, we don't know his version. And the problem with McJuggernugget is that he lies with the Psycho series. Oh, you have to go from the beginning. At ADHD, you guys think I'm joking when I say I got ADHD. I do. So the guy, he wanted to do YouTube. He wanted to do filming, and so this is what I believe. This is again my perception. McJuggernuggets is a guy that did some freak out video, that did some family drama video. So it's like a family channel, but more dramatic about how the father is like super aggressive. And the reality is he was from a more suburban type of city where there wasn't a lot of cinematographic opportunities for him. And then YouTube came in. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do YouTube. And then he saw that freakout videos were something that was working a lot. So he created a whole channel and he created the whole a whole genre of videos. The problem with him is I've been watching this year. I've been watching last week actually, and you can kind of see that he prone being a gamer, but slowly you can see falling out of love with games. You can really see him falling out of love with games, and he lied. He lied that his father was an asshole. His father was actually a good guy that wanted to help him reach fame and glory. No guts, no glory. So he lied and made a theory. And I personally really like my Jugger Nuggets. He made some mistakes lately. Something came out that was not super cool. But if you're looking at the art of the guy was willing to lie. And the guy was willing to lie for 4 years to make a series. And of course, when you think about it, it's kind of crazy. Like, how can you applaud somebody that lied? I don't. I actually can. I actually can applaud somebody that lied because it's for the sake of making entertainment. I don't care if you lie to me. If you lie to me and say, hey, in real life, and say, hey, I didn't eat this slice of pizza, and I know you were keeping it for lunch. I didn't. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna complain. My issue is you lie to me and a very, very personal matter. But if you lie to me and you say, hey, example, I'm gonna do an example from work because most of my social interaction are from work. And there's this guy who, if you listen to this guy, he slept with over 1 million women, right? And it's always, almost every day, he's a different woman, a different story. And it's a lot of, some of them are not, for sure, they're not true. But he's entertaining. He makes a guy laugh. So I'm like, I don't care if you're lying because he's entertaining. So in this case, you lied for 4 years, and that takes dedication, that takes hard work. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, holy shit, these guys paved the way. And I'm looking back at Casey Neistat, and it's weird. Mmm. Mmm. It's weird. It tastes good, but it's not good anymore. Look at this shit. It's just not good. But might matter. So I'm watching Casey Neistat, and I called him in this video a has-been. I thought he wasn't a has-been. He's not, but it's weird because I did a shop videos to Women to a Morning about a week ago or 2 weeks, I don't know. And when I look at them, I'm really, really inspired because Good Till Morning is a whole team, first of all. Second of all, they're four fathers of YouTube. But last of all, they're able to do whatever the fuck they want, right? And in Casey, is kind of that way, but it's weird because you look at reasonings, which is Good Till Morning, and you say, okay, that is figure A, that is figure B, right? And they even had Manson Beer, and she's like, oh, this is my YouTube father, right? And it's sweet, it's sweet. I mean, those YouTube father, because you grew up with, and you see Casey Neistat, which also is a father figure of YouTube. The problem with Casey Neistat is he's very strict, he's very abrasive, he's very, I think it's passionate, right? Lately, he's been watching all of these videos, right? I've been watching all of his video, and he did this rant on Israeli versus Palestine, and he's Jewish, so he brings in this very biased point of view for the Jewish people, which is normal. He's Jewish, but then, I mean, personally, I don't know enough to say, okay, who's the victim, who's the... I think they're both criminals. I think there's atrocity on both sides. Now, Casey saying pro Jewish people, other people that support um Israel. When you see your videos, you're gonna be like, oh, my hero doesn't understand the battle that my people have to fight. And let's be careful with that because, but then again, knowing that he's Jewish and if he didn't say nothing, it's weird. I saw a podcast not too long ago about Seth Rogen. We all know who Seth Rogen is, Canadian, huge stoner, right? And he's a huge stoner, and you don't think he's gonna have this opinion on ah that's what I think. I saw him as a huge stoner. That's somebody that's gonna have an opinion, and it's weird. It's really weird because I realize how wrong this is when I'm saying it's you have those thoughts and you don't think there's nothing wrong with those thoughts, but then you speak them and you're like, holy shit, that's not cool. And the reason why I was like that because the guy is a stoner, right? And I'm seeing what he does lately, and he does is it's like what do you call it? Crafting like a vase. Like you do a cup, you do mudding, I guess. Basically, you take some mud or you take some clay, yeah, and you're making pottery, dude. Okay, cool. He's doing pottery, and I'm like, okay, well, that's what he wants to do. Amazing, and it's always been kind of artistic. It's always been kind of artistic, right? And then, to me, when you think about Palestine and you think about Israel, you don't necessarily think of Seth Rogen, but people they were coming after him and say, "Hey, you have a voice. You're Jewish." Seth Rogen, not me. I don't have a religion specifically. I do have a religion, but it's complicated. Um, okay, so I have to talk about it because I mentioned it. I have a religion. I'm Christian, but my parents were none. Didn't go to church on both sides, on my mom's side and the father's side. We weren't. We. I was baptized. I had my first communion and I had my confirmation. But apart from that, I never really went to church, right? Um, and it's okay. It's not a big deal, but they're like, oh, you should have this. You're Jewish. You should protect the Jewish people. And Seth Rogen actually came out and said, guys, have you saw what I did? Are you seeing what I'm doing? And it's it's the whole thing is such a mess because you're either supporting one or you're supporting both. You cannot be apart. Do I support the Palestine or Israel? I don't support none because, like I said, to me, both on both side, right? Um, I see victims. I do have a really close friend. Shout out to Shira Bolt. She's not a content creator, so you don't have to follow her. But we're really close, and she's Jewish, and I was like, okay, well, it sucks for me. It sucks for her, and it makes me sad because I care about her and I want her to be happy. So, I do care about her, but is that automatically gonna be putting me one side or the other? No, it's terrible because if they're both criminals, and it's really hard. And all of this to say, like, yeah, Casey. Let's go back to Casey, like, fucking 10 minutes ago, and we're talking about the father figure, and it's weird because he did an interview with Logan Paul after the Suicide Forest, because Logan Paul filmed the videos. That's we're talking about YouTube history right here. He filmed a somebody that unlived himself, and he filmed the body. Now, that's something you shouldn't do. I'm gonna be a real dick here. I'm gonna be a fucking asshole. But again, it's all a question of what I choose to present to you. And what I choose to present to you now is hard to believe, but it's my perception. Filming a body that has no life left, I think it's fucking disgusting. I don't think it should happen. If you were to film, if you were to film it, that's on you. Right? If you want to commit those acts, that's on you. Ultimately, I'm not gonna stop you from filming your body. Ultimately, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be disagreeing. I'm gonna say that's fucked up. I'm not gonna applaud this act, and I'm probably gonna unfollow. But ultimately, I'm not gonna stop you because I believe in freedom of speech, and I believe in freedom of thought. Freedom of thought is the simple concept that you're able to believe or you're able to think what you want. You're able to have the religion, the sexuality you want. That's to me is freedom of thought. It's the ability to yourself. And if yourself is something that unalive, that's on That's on you. That's you're gonna be. For example, the bully at work. Like I told you guys. It's not up to me to change him. He is the way he is. And of course, I'm suffering, but at the end of the day, I sleep better than he does. And all of this to say, and the problem with Logan Paul, which is the guy who filmed the body, sadly, the problem with him was that he was one of the bigger figure of YouTube. He was one of his rising star. He was a very prominent figure of YouTube. And there's a ton of people that did that. Like PewDiePie, who at time was one of the most prominent figure of YouTube when he said the N-word. And a lot of company, they said, I don't want to be associated with that. So YouTube lost some sponsors. Logan Paul made YouTube lost a lot of sponsors. And Casey kind of attacked him, which is kind of like a justice, which is something when you're saying the name Ink Vendetta, you think I'd be agreeing with. And to a certain degree, I agree with it. It's the case of, well, it's done. You can't go back. I think we should have deplatformed Logan Paul. They chose not to. I found them. YouTube has been so nice to me. I swear to God. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's just the algorithm, but somebody somewhere is pushing my videos. It's crazy. I did a review of a movie with Jason Statham and Aubrey Plaza called Operation Fortune, and I uploaded it 1 day ago. It's already at 100 views, which is not a lot, but I'm at 192 followers, right? And I'm very blessed to have the community I'm having. And it's funny because I had a guy come and comment today. He saw a video when I was almost missed the bus. He was like, yo, did you almost miss the bus? And it's crazy because at first this comment, I was like, yeah, I did. But what was crazy is that I recognized the name and I was like, oh, wait. You commented on my video before. And it's to see that it's like a community, right? But you go back on Casey Neistat and Logan Paul, I mean, it's all a question of what you're choosing to represent. And you see Retin Link and you see the fast father figure and they're chiller. They didn't talk about it. They just didn't get involved. And then you got Casey Neistat who got involved and it was like, yo, giving you shit. Because a lot of people suffered, right? And ultimately, this is crazy. This is my POV. This is my opinion. This is gonna be the problem with what I'm gonna say is that it's very extremist. It's really hard to just gonna blow my nose. What I'm gonna say is really set in stone. And ultimately some people are gonna be disagreeing with me, which is fine. I'm not like I said, I'm never speaking in absolutes. I never believe that my opinion is a fatality. I think that I have my opinion, and that's fine. But all of us who's gonna be working for YouTube, we're our own boss, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't respect this platform. This platform is giving us a way of voice. They're talking about how Rumble, and bring back freedom of speech. There's not a single videos I've done. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. We're going so deep. How did we get here from procrastination? I don't even know. We're talking about a video that's okay. So they with Rumble, which is a competitor of competitor of YouTube, right? And they're like, oh, freedom of speech is back. I never had one of my video be taken down or having a comment for somebody that was saying, hey, what you're saying is fucking disgusting, right? And ultimately, I think it's easy to be a good enough human where you don't have to be censored. I do believe there's some things that are censored that shouldn't be censored, but the grand scheme of thing is we're trying to work together to be a better society, to be more united. Because it doesn't matter how faulty or flawed the system is, as long as there's people in the system are gonna be as long as there's a system of community and camaraderie and solidarity, it's always gonna be a win-win. It's funny because we have Rumble who can say, hey, on my platform you're gonna be able to say whatever the fuck you want. And you got it. I think ultimately Rumble is a lesser evil than a company like Kick. So the whole thing with Kick, if you look, okay, so oh my god, this is another fucking subject, and this is a big one. So if you look at Twitch made a series, they make a long list of mistakes that could have had them in a better financial situation, and because they didn't make the right move, they always went downhill. So there were less company that were willing to deal with them. There were less company that were willing to make some business deal with them. A lot of people they choose to leave Twitch. For example, Twitch saying you can only, if you're partnered with Twitch, you can only stream on Twitch. A lot of people are saying that and say, hey, I'm after the money. And then you look at the competitor and you look at Kick, and Kick is, for lack of a better word, is the same thing as Twitch, but it's offering you more money wise, and that money is coming from a gambling front. It's not a front per se, but it's like, okay, well, this site is a gambling website, and most of the money you're gonna make it is connected to the gambling. So you're even if it's not directly, you're involved in some shape form. And on Twitch, you're like, okay, well, I'm making less money, so do I go against my moral, or do I support a website that is morally a shade of gray, which is Kick? And a lot of us, myself included, have moral. A lot of us have ethic, and a lot of us are willing to say, no, I don't want to step on my belief for money. But the thing is, I have a job. If I didn't have a job, and if I was hungry, if I had kids who need to eat, I don't know if I would be able to say, hey, fuck you and your money. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna need to sacrifice myself and my belief for my kids to eat, which is completely fine. I mean, it's the very concept of greater good. It's the very concept of a noble lie. It's the very concept of, we're going back to Socrates, which was a Greek, right? And we're going way fucking back, so. And all of this to say, like, we were talking about procrastination, and we were talking about how being your own boss, and all of this is technically under there. I was talking about Casey and the fact that he was representing something else. One day it's gonna be us. I mean, in the grand scheme of thing, and in my entire life, one of the reasons why. Okay, so one of the reasons when I wanted to make content was because I was getting bullied. It was to escape. One of the reasons why I decided to show this is because I realized that I grew up, and again, this is extremely selfish, but it's extremely my point of view. I grew up with people like Chester Bennington. I grew up with Rich Piana. I grew up with Ziz, which was Aziz Tanzvet. I don't even remember his name because he's Armenian. I grew up with role models that weren't afraid to say "fuck you," right? One of my all-time favorites was Rich Piana, and I'm talking about more the YouTube side of thing. And Rich Piana, he would swear, sorry, he would say "fuck you." He would actually like really, really swear a lot, and I don't think a lot of his video were. My thighs, see flu. Oh, yeah, I can't eat anymore. Oh, whew. I'm sorry. And yeah. So you see, oh fuck, I'm gonna be sick. They were so focused on giving a good example of what it should be or allowed to be. Was Rich Piana a great example? Possibly not. Was he a role model of mine? Sure. It's all a question of perception. And I've been talking about Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys were growing weed and swearing on TV. I was talking about Kenny versus Penny. Kenny versus Penny. If you look at some of those episodes, they'd be banned, they'd be cancelled. That competition where who do gay guy like more, who do disabled people like more, who do black people like more. It's super like, it's crazy. They have a competition who can smoke weed more, and in that time weed wasn't legal. So who can obese people like more? And it's the who do obese people like more, and we're not gonna be able to see that. And to a certain degree, I'm like, I was lucky enough to. It sounds like egocentric. It sounds narcissistic, but it's not. It's a question of I had so many people show me the way. I had so many opportunity or role model that wouldn't fly today. Somebody like Rich Piana, people would see him nowadays and say fuck that. But you're looking at Sam Sulek, and Sam Sulek, although I love Sam Sulek, you can clearly tell. I'm not trying to be a dick. I love Sam. I think Sam is possibly one of the best things that happened into the fitness genre of YouTube. Sam is beloved. Sam is a sweet dude. Sam. If you're looking for role models, Sam is absolutely one of the role models you should follow. Because Sam, he's so kind, he's so genuine, he's a fantastic human being. But when I look at the video of Sam, there's a lot of. I'm doing some quick judgment here. I'm assuming there's a lot of ingredient or formula or terms that were extremely prominent in Rich Piana video, and I'm seeing in Sam's video. So you can tell that Sam has watched Rich Piana. You can tell that Sam has been influenced by Rich Piana, and I think that's a great thing. And you see Sam is when you look at Sam and when you know Sam Sulek, you're like, okay, he's not the guy who's gonna be a role model yet. He pushes himself, and without him knowing and without him even understanding, he blew up, and he became a role model, and he's just a genuinely good role model. So I look at people like that, and I'm like, okay, well, we don't have Rich Piana, we don't have people like that, and they need to be replaced. There needs to be some good role model. I was talking about the Rhett and Link, which I fucking love, but Rhett and Link are not going to be making videos forever. We're going to see Casey Neistat, and Casey Neistat has taken a long break from YouTube. Casey Neistat has been restarting the blogs. I got nothing against blogs or vlogs, but I don't know. It's not a concise like a video. Like for example, I was watching a lot of his video, and he did a video about procrastination, and this compared to a blog, I'm gonna learn more because it's a general subject, right? So you see, I wasn't even able to finish the pizza. What a shame. Wasteful. It sucks. That's spicy food. I can't. I'm gonna have to close the video before I puke. I love you guys. Peace.